Okay, so get ready, because today we are diving deep into Italy
Italy.
in winter.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so we've got a whole stack of articles about discovering Italy's hidden gems.
Okay.
During the off-season, for those who want to experience La Dolce Vita, but maybe without all the tourists and the crowds and
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
the craziness.
Well, Italy's amazing year-round. Going in the off-season can definitely give you some unique experiences.
And
And
better prices, too?
yeah, let's be honest, those off-season prices are pretty appealing.
Right, and speaking of off-season appeal, this newsletter, Italy in Winter. Here are hidden gems for your bucket list. It really paints a vivid picture of what makes winter in Italy so special. It even says,
What to say?
a true experience that involves all five senses,
Ooh, I like that.
from the art and architecture to the food, the landscapes.
Yeah. It really is not just about seeing the sights. It's about immersing yourself in the culture and way of life.
I love that.
And the best part is, so many of those things are even more intimate and authentic during the winter months.
I love that. Okay, so let's unpack this and see what hidden gems we can uncover for your potential Italian winter adventure.
All right, let's do it.
So the newsletter actually teases a list of 8 secret locations that are not widely known.
Ooh, intriguing.
I know, right? Like a treasure hunt?
A little treasure, huh?
I'm already picturing us with our detective hats.
I love it.
But before we dive into the mysteries of those secret spots, the newsletter highlights a specific region, Veneto.
Veneto.
Veneto. Now, of course, Veneto is home to Venice, but what else makes this region a standout choice, especially for a winter getaway?
Well, you're right. It does have Venice, but it would be a mistake to think that's all it has to offer.
Right.
What's fascinating about Veneto in winter is that it offers the best of both worlds, so you can experience the magic of Venice's canals and architecture.
Without the crowds.
Yes, without the summer crowds, and then escape to the charming towns and countryside that are quintessentially Italian.
Okay, I like it.
Think rolling hills vineyards, cozy cafes, historic sites just waiting to be explored.
I'm already sold on those cozy cafes.
Yes,
But wait, there's more?
absolutely. Veneto is also known for its incredible food and wine scene.
Ooh, tell me more.
This is the birthplace of Prosecco,
Prosecco.
that sparkling wine we all know and love.
Everyone loves Prosecco.
So imagine sipping a glass of locally produced Prosecco while overlooking those picturesque vineyards.
Oh, that sounds divine.
Doesn't that sound divine?
Okay, Veneto's officially at the top of my list.
Good.
Speaking of lists, this newsletter has a section called Experiences Likely to Sell Out
Ooh.
in 2024.
Okay.
So it looks like we need to start planning now before it's too late.
I think you're right. Some of those, particularly the ones that offer a more unique or intimate perspective, they do tend to book up quickly even during the off-season.
Wow, okay, I'm already feeling the pressure, the urgency.
Yeah.
We got to book those tickets.
We gotta go.
And hey, while we're planning, we should keep November 1st open.
November 1st?
What is
that?
It's National Calzone Day.
National Calzone Day.
The newsletter dives into the history and cultural impact of this, folded pizza sensation.
Yeah, who can resist a good calzone, especially when you're surrounded by all the culinary delights of Italy?
I know, I can't resist a calzone.
I can't either.
But before we get too carried away with our culinary fantasies, I have to mention this stunning photo in the From Social Media section.
Okay.
It features the Dolomites Mountains.
Ooh.
And wow, are they breathtaking.
Ah, the Dolomites, those dramatic, jagged peaks. They're truly a sight to behold. And in the winter, they transform into a wonderland for outdoor enthusiasts.
Okay.
So whether you're into skiing, snowboarding, snowshoeing, even ice climbing the Dolomites, offer something for everyone.
You know what, I have to admit, I'm more of a cozy by the fire kind of person when it comes to winter.
Mm-hmm.
But even I am feeling the allure of those majestic mountains.
And you don't have to be an extreme sports fanatic to enjoy them.
Okay.
Many of the mountain villages are known for their very charming après-ski scene. Think cozy cafes, traditional restaurants serving hearty mountain cuisine and roaring fireplaces.
Oh, I like that.
It's the perfect way to unwind after a day of exploring, even if your exploring just involves soaking up the views.
Now that's an adventure I can get behind. Okay, moving on to the Around the Web section. There are a few intriguing headlines that caught my eye.
Okay, let's hear them.
First up, Halloween in Italy. A growing celebration of spooky traditions.
Halloween, I know.
Now, I always thought of Halloween as more of an American thing.
Yeah.
Is it becoming a bigger deal in Italy?
It's an interesting trend. While Italy has its own traditions around death and remembrance, particularly All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day, Halloween, with its more playful and lighthearted aspects, is starting to gain traction,
Really?
particularly among the younger generations. It's
Interesting.
really fascinating to see how global cultural influences are shaping even the most traditional aspects of Italian life.
I love that. Okay, next headline. Where can you sing in Milan? These are the best karaoke venues. I can already picture us belting out Italian opera after a day of pasta and gelato. Who needs professional singers?
Haha. I can see it now. It speaks to the vibrancy and the energy of Milan, even in the wintertime.
Yeah.
A city that knows how to have a good time.
Okay, last but not least, we have a headline about the Pope.
Okay.
Pope to open holy door at Rome prison at beginning of Jubilee 2025.
Wow.
Can you explain what the Jubilee year is and why this act by the Pope is so significant?
Sure. In the Catholic tradition, a Jubilee year is a special year of forgiveness and reconciliation.
Oh, wow.
It's actually a pretty rare event. It's celebrated every 25 years. And during this time, pilgrims from all over the world flock to Rome to receive special blessings and seek spiritual renewal.
Wow.
So the Pope opening the holy door at a prison is really significant.
Yeah.
It symbolizes that everyone, regardless of their circumstances, can participate in this sacred time and seek forgiveness and grace.
That's a powerful image of inclusivity and hope. It really makes you think about the deeper meaning of travel and connecting with humanity on different levels.
Yeah, I love that.
And speaking of profound experiences, let's not forget about Italian wine.
The wine.
The newsletter mentions the 2025 Guide for Italian Wines and highlights that Italy, alongside France, is the leading wine-growing country in Europe.
Winemaking in Italy is a tradition that goes back thousands of years.
Wow.
Really a testament to their heritage. And the beauty of Italian wine is its incredible diversity. Each of the 20 regions has its own unique terroir, grape varieties, and winemaking traditions. So whether you're a seasoned connoisseur or just starting to explore the world of wine, Italy offers an unparalleled journey for your taste buds.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready to book that flight. We've gone from secret locations and must-do experiences to the depths of Italian history and the evolving traditions of this captivating country. But before we get too carried away with planning our Italian winter escape, let's take a moment to absorb all this amazing information.
Okay.
We'll be back in a flash to delve deeper into some of these specific regions and experiences, so stay tuned.
Sounds good.
All right, we're back, and I am already daydreaming about sipping Prosecco in a cozy Italian cafe.
Me too.
That last segment really sparked my wanderlust.
You know what struck me? That line from the newsletter about Italy being a true experience that involves all 5 senses.
Yeah.
It's so true.
I know.
It's not just about seeing the sights. It's about the aromas of freshly baked bread wafting from a local bakery.
Oh, yeah.
The taste of that perfectly prepared pasta dish. The sound of laughter echoing through ancient piazzas.
It's about, slowing down and savoring every moment.
Yes.
And I think that's what makes winter in Italy so special.
I agree.
You can truly immerse yourself in the culture and experience it on a deeper level.
Exactly, like you're getting a glimpse behind the curtain,
Yeah.
experiencing Italy as the locals do.
Okay, well, let's get back to those hidden gems the newsletter teased us with.
Okay.
Remember, it mentions 8 secret locations.
Right.
But doesn't actually list them.
Classic clickbait.
Total clickbait. But hey,
Yeah,
it worked. We're hooked.
it worked.
So I guess it's up to us to do a little detective work and try to uncover some of these secret spots.
Let's do it.
Where do you think we should start?
Well, since we were already talking about Veneto and how it's so much more than just Venice,
Right.
I think that's a great place to begin our investigation.
Okay.
There are bound to be some hidden treasures tucked away in those rolling hills and charming towns.
I'm all for it. I mean, it can't all be about Venice, right?
It can't.
Even though Venice in winter sounds pretty magical.
Oh, absolutely. But even in a region as well known as Veneto, there are still plenty of places off the beaten path, for instance. Have you ever heard of the town of Asolo?
Asolo.
Asolo.
It rings a bell, but I can't quite place it.
It's this enchanting little hilltop town known as the City of 100 Horizons.
Ooh.
Because of its absolutely breathtaking views, Robert Browning, the English poet, even called Asolo his Italian dream.
Wow.
So, it has to be special.
City of 100 Horizons. That's beautiful. Okay, Asolo is officially added to my list. What else you got?
Well, if you're looking for something a little more adventurous, you could venture into the Licinia Regional Natural Park.
Okay.
It's a stunning mountainous area with hiking trails, caves, and even prehistoric rock carvings.
Ooh, caves and rock carvings. That sounds like an incredible adventure, especially if you're looking to escape the city and reconnect with nature.
Exactly. And it's just a short trip from Verona, another one of Veneta's treasures.
Oh, Verona.
Speaking of Verona, did you know that's where the story of Romeo and Juliet takes place?
Wait, really? So I could visit Juliet's balcony in the winter now. That's romantic.
See, Veneto truly has something for everyone: history, romance, adventure, and of course, those charming cafes and delicious food and wine we were talking about.
I'm telling you, Veneto is calling my name.
Yeah.
But while we're on the topic of winter wonderlands, we can't forget about those breathtaking Dolomites we saw earlier.
Yes.
Were they really worth a visit in the winter? I mean, I'm not exactly an expert skier.
You absolutely don't have to be a pro skier to enjoy the Dolomites in winter.
Okay.
These mountains are truly a sight to behold. They're a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and for good reason. Those jagged peaks covered in snow against a crisp blue sky. It's like something out of fairy tale.
Okay. Now I'm picturing myself sipping hot chocolate in a cozy chalet with those views.
Exactly. And speaking of hot drinks, you have to try Bombardino.
Bombardino.
It's a traditional Italian drink, kind of like eggnog, but with brandy and whipped cream.
Ooh.
Perfect for warming up after a day in the snow, even if your day in the snow consists of strolling through a charming mountain village and soaking up the scenery.
Okay, Bombardino is officially on my must-try list. It sounds amazing. So we've got Veneto and the Dolomites. Anywhere else we should consider for our winter Italy itinerary? I mean, Italy has 20 regions, so we've got options.
We do, and each one offers something unique even in the winter. But if you're interested in art history, and let's be honest, delicious food and wine, you can't go wrong with Tuscany even in winter. The cities like Florence and Siena are captivating.
Oh, Tuscany. I've always wanted to see Michelangelo's David and explore the rolling hills of Chianti, but I've heard Florence can be incredibly crowded, especially in the summer. Maybe winter is the perfect time to go.
That's a great point. Imagine wandering through the Uffizi Gallery without the usual throngs of tourists, taking your time to truly appreciate the masterpieces, or strolling through the cobblestone streets of Siena, stopping for a glass of wine in a cozy wine bar without having to battle for a table.
Okay, I can see it now. Winter in Tuscany is definitely starting to sound appealing, but now I'm starting to get overwhelmed with all these amazing regions and experiences.
Huh.
How do we even begin to narrow it down?
That's the beauty of it. It really comes down to your personal preferences and what kind of experience you're looking for. Are you drawn to the mountains, the countryside, or the cities? Do you crave adventure, or are you seeking relaxation and indulgence? What kind of food and wine do you want to try?
You're right. It's all about creating a five senses journey that speaks to our individual desires. And honestly, I think that's half the fun of planning a trip.
It is.
The possibilities are endless.
They are. And while we're letting our imaginations run wild, I think it's important to be aware of some of the practicalities of traveling to Italy, even in the off-season.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
What kind of things should we keep in mind?
Well, first of all, Italy is a very popular tourist destination. So even though the crowds are thinner in winter, some places can still be busy, especially during the holidays. And while many Italians do speak English, it's always a good idea to learn at least a few basic Italian phrases.
Yeah.
It'll make your interactions smoother, and it shows respect for the local culture.
That's true. I always try to learn a few key phrases when I travel. It definitely makes a difference. Anything else we should be prepared for?
Well, just be aware that things don't always go according to plan when you're traveling. Trains might be delayed, restaurants might close unexpectedly, and the weather, especially in the mountains, can be unpredictable.
Okay, so flexibility is key.
Exactly. Embrace the unexpected and go with the flow. Sometimes those unplanned moments end up being the best memories.
I couldn't agree more. So we've covered a lot of ground here, from uncovering hidden gems to navigating the practicalities of winter travel. But I feel like we've just scratched the surface of all that Italy has to offer during this magical season.
We have, and I think there are still some fascinating layers to uncover.
What do you say we take a quick breather and come back for one last round of Italian inspiration?
Okay.
I'm sure we can squeeze in a few more insights before we wrap up our deep dive.
Sounds like a plan. We'll be back in a flash.
All right, we're back and ready for one last dip into this winter wonderland that is Italy.
I'm feeling so inspired after our last discussion.
I know, me too.
We covered so much ground, from those elusive hidden gems to the practicalities of off-season travel.
It's amazing how much there is to discover about Italy. Even beyond those usual tourist hotspots.
I know.
This newsletter has really opened our eyes to the possibilities of a winter escape.
One thing that really got me thinking was that mention of Halloween becoming more popular in Italy. Yeah, it made me wonder, What other traditions or events might be unique to Italy during the winter months?
That's a great point. We've talked about the food, the wine, the scenery. But what about those special moments that truly capture the essence of Italian culture?
Imagine experiencing Christmas in a small Italian village surrounded by twinkling lights, the aroma of roasted chestnuts filling the air, locals gathering for traditional feasts.
Oh, that sounds magical.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. Or picture this, witnessing the excitement of Epiphany on January 6th when
La Befana,
La
a
Befana.
kind witch, delivers gifts to children. It's like a whole other layer of holiday magic.
Exactly. These are the kind of experiences that stay with you long after you've returned home. They give you a deeper understanding of the Italian way of life and those traditions that have been passed down through generations.
And let's not forget about those culinary traditions. I'm still thinking about that National Calzone Day on November 1st.
Oh, yeah.
It's making me crave all those savory fillings tucked inside a perfectly golden crust. Making calzones can actually be a really fun and interactive experience, especially if you're traveling with friends or family.
Oh, I love that idea. A calzone making party in Italy.
Yeah.
We could gather around the table, eating the dough, experimenting with different fillings, maybe even enjoying a glass of local wine while we work our culinary magic.
Exactly. It's about creating memories and sharing those moments with the people you care about. And who knows, you might even discover a hidden talent for calzone making.
I wouldn't be surprised. There's something about being in Italy that just makes you want to embrace all the good things in life, from food and wine to art and culture. And speaking of wine, we can't wrap up our deep dive without mentioning the incredible diversity of Italian wines.
Right. This newsletter really emphasized that point, highlighting that Italy is one of the leading wine producing countries in Europe with a history dating back millennia.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling to think about the generations of winemakers who have perfected their craft over centuries, creating these unique and flavorful wines that really reflect the character of each region.
And with 20 distinct regions, each with its own unique terroir and grape varieties, there's truly a wine for every palate.
I know, right?
Whether you prefer bold reds, crisp whites, sparkling Prosecco, or even sweet dessert wines, Italy has something to offer.
I'm starting to think we might need a separate deep dive just dedicated to Italian wine.
Uh-huh. Maybe.
But for now, I think we've covered a lot of ground and uncovered some truly inspiring insights about winter travel in Italy.
We have from hidden gems and cultural experiences to practical tips and culinary delights. We've explored the many facets of this captivating country during its quieter season.
So as we reach the end of our journey, I want to leave you with this thought. With so much variety and beauty, to discover what region or experience calls to you most, what kind of five senses journey do you envision for your Italian adventure?
Remember, there's no right or wrong answer whether you're drawn to the art and history of Tuscany, the dramatic landscapes of the Dolomites, or the charm of a small Italian village. There's an Italian adventure waiting for you.
So go ahead, start planning, and get ready to say ciao to an unforgettable winter in Italy.